theater where Abraham Lincoln was assassinated, and this is really cool here. They have lots of things in here. You can see his chair that was used during his administration and some of the things he used in the White House. There's a little shaving mug, an inkwell, gloves that were worn by him, a paperweight, and I guess this table. So that's pretty cool. And there's lots of different things around here too that you can see. We thought this little corner was cool. It had pictures of Abraham Lincoln's family. This is one of his sons, and then those are some of his other sons. There's his wife, and it just has lots of history on them. It was really cool to read. The girls liked looking at the pictures. Quilt was made. Who's who on the quilt? Lots of famous signatures on this quilt by well-known politicians, artists, and military and religious leaders. You got to get up close to see that. Yeah, there's a pillow that has his blood stain on it. Day. And then that's Lincoln's Day. It kind of tells the timeline of what happens. So at 10:15 p.m., that's what Abraham Lincoln is doing, and this is what he does. Booth wedges the door. The presidential block was shut with the leg of a wooden music stand, and that's the leg in there. That long stick in there, that's what he used to wedge the door. He stands a few feet behind President and his gun pointed towards Lincoln's left ear. As the audience laughs at a joke, Booth pulls the trigger. So Lincoln was here just watching a show. Wow. So it looks like we can go up these stairs and see the theater. You girls want to see it? It says there's 51 steps. Booth, here's the timeline. Lincoln timeline, Booth timeline. The 9 a.m. has pictures and everything. In his room, He rises and dresses. And here's what Lincoln does. He has breakfast with his family. This is cool. It's just neat to see the timeline of the days. Lincoln and Mary hold hands. Mary wonders what young Clara will think, and the president replies, "She won't think anything about it." These were the last words Lincoln spoke. Oh, here we go. So I think, was he sitting over there? This is the theater. You want to see it?
The doctors that were tending President Lincoln and the soldiers that carried him out of the building were simply audience members, so there was no plane. The theater was so overcrowded that those soldiers had to draw swords and threaten the audience. That was the only way they could clear a path to reach the street. And even when they were outside of the building, they still could not see anything. It was a drizzly, rainy evening. But more importantly, John Wilkes Booth fired the gun in the middle of the biggest party the city had ever seen. People were celebrating, thinking that the end of the war was in sight. And all those partiers were racing towards the theater, trying to make sense of what had just occurred. So every minute the soldiers stood there confused, the chaos was increasing. This was a boarding house. It was owned by the Petersen family, and that family did live here. But neither Mr. nor Mrs. Petersen were in the building when Lincoln was brought over. It was a gentleman renting a room. His name was Henry Safford. All that chaos on the street woke him up, and he was standing on that front step. He was holding an oil lamp. And because that front step is so much higher than the crowds on the street, he could see that the soldiers were in trouble. He simply yelled, "Bring him in here, bring him in here." And they followed the oil lamp that he was holding up the stairs, and they took him to the room at the end of the hallway. He lasted 9 hours after being wounded. He was not brought here thinking that it was possible to save his life. They were just trying to helpful in the situation and provide a stable and a quiet place to breathe. And make sure there was a
Well, there you have it. Ford's Theater at Washington, D.C. What a great time we had. One of the best parts was being able to take the girls to Washington, D.C. and to see Ford's Theater at the same time, but also to see the transition from how Abraham Lincoln became president all the way to his assassination. Definitely was a great time that we had. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up. If you're new to our channel, hit the subscribe button. But while you're at it, hit the notification bell so that when we upload a new video, you get notified. Thanks for stopping by, and we look forward to seeing you on our next adventure.